It's the perfect slasher movie. Often imitated, never duplicated, John Carpenter's Halloween is a masterpiece of suspense.
Cute, Bob, real cute.
And terror. Giving the horror movie world one of its best-known masked villains, The Shape, aka Michael Myers. Reboots, remakes, endless sequels. Love him or hate him, there's no beating the 1978 original. Here, we'll take a look at 10 killer facts about John Carpenter's Halloween. If you enjoy this video, you know what to do. Like it, share it, and subscribe. The Babysitter Murders. John Carpenter nearly called this movie The Babysitter Murders. The director and his longtime producing partner, the late Deborah Hill, co-wrote the script in just 10 days. The production itself was remarkably short too. Pre-production, principal photography, and post-production took place over a combined 12 weeks. Carpenter composed the almost instantly iconic Halloween score in just 3 days. Location, location, location. Haddonfield and Smith's Grove aren't real towns in Illinois, but they do exist elsewhere. Haddonfield, New Jersey was Deborah Hill's hometown. Smith's Grove is actually in Kentucky, not far from Carpenter's hometown, Bowling Green. The town that stands in for Haddonfield in the movie isn't in Illinois either. It's in California. Michael. Carpenter's old USC classmate, Nick Castle, who played the beach ball alien and worked as a camera assistant on Dark Star, visited the Halloween set to watch his friend direct. Carpenter suggested he put on the mask and play the killer. Though it's actor Tony Moran's face when Michael is unmasked, it's Castle's movements and overall presence that became one of the most recognizable parts of the movie. Castle collaborated with Carpenter several more times behind the scenes, Charge! And went on to direct The Last Starfighter and The Boy Who Could Fly, among other movies. Halloween editor and production designer Tommy Lee Wallace, who himself went on to direct Halloween 3, actually played The Shape during the classic closet scene. What's in a name? Several of the characters in Halloween are named after people Carpenter knew in real life, or in tribute to his influences. Laurie was an ex-girlfriend. Michael Myers was a film distributor who helped get Assault on Precinct 13 out in the UK. Sheriff Lee Brackett is named after the author and screenwriter responsible for The Big Sleep, Rio Bravo, and The Long Goodbye. Sadly, Brackett passed away the same year Halloween was released. Laurie's off-screen crush, Ben, was named after Carpenter pal Bennett, who went on to be a writer-producer on TV's Saved by the Bell. Tommy Doyle is named after the detective from Rear Window. And Dr. Sam Loomis was named after a character from another Alfred Hitchcock classic, Psycho, which earned an Academy Award nomination for Jamie Lee Curtis's famous mother, Janet Leigh. Family ties. Carpenter's first choice to play Laurie Strode was Anne Lockhart.
Wait a minute.
Later best known for her role as Lieutenant Sheba on the original Battlestar Galactica, but she turned it down. Jamie Lee Curtis, who had yet to appear in a feature film, loved Assault on Precinct 13 and was determined to work with Carpenter. Deborah Hill loved the idea of giving Janet Leigh's daughter a starring role in what had the potential to become another genre classic. Carpenter directed both women in his next movie, The Fog, and the mother-daughter duo worked together again in 1998's Halloween H2O.
Happy Halloween.
Hammer Horror. Carpenter offered the role of Dr. Loomis to Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, two veterans of the Hammer horror films.
You haven't anything to worry about.
Unfortunately, the film's meager budget couldn't afford either of them. Donald Pleasance went on to play Dr. Loomis in 5 films: Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. He also played the President in Carpenter's 1981 sci-fi action classic, Escape from New York. Real teens? Jamie Lee Curtis was the only actual teenager among Carpenter's young cast. Of course, this is hardly unique for the genre. The actors playing Tina, Rod, and Glenn in A Nightmare on Elm Street were all 20 or older by the time of the film's release. Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich were in their mid-20s when they made Scream. History repeated itself with Rob Zombie's remake. His Laurie Strode was once again the only real teen. William Shatner. The now iconic mask was described in the script as little more than the pale, neutral features of a man. Production designer Tommy Lee Wallace grabbed a couple of cheap masks from a local store for just $2 each. It was the Captain Kirk mask, stretched out and painted white, that caught Carpenter's eye. Of course, now we call it the Michael Myers mask.
What is this mask?
Austin Powers.
Doc said Michael Myers.
This is Mike Myers.
It should be the Halloween mask.
This is a Halloween mask.
No, the killer dude from Halloween.
Oh, you mean Jason?
No!
Carpenter Cameo. John Carpenter has a voice cameo in Halloween as Annie's boyfriend on the other end of the phone.
Hello.
Hi, Annie.
Deborah Hill is in the movie too. Young Michael's hands actually belong to her in the opening scenes, as the child actor couldn't be on set for more than one day, and certainly couldn't be around for all of that nudity. Hill is also one of the handful of people who portrayed the grown-up Michael in the film. Jamie Lee has a Carpenter-esque voice cameo of her own in Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, as a telephone operator.
I'm sorry, we cannot complete your call as dialed.
New scenes were shot for TV. NBC wanted to air Halloween in October 1981 to coincide with the release of the sequel, which Carpenter co-wrote and produced but did not direct. But once the nudity and some of the violence were cut for broadcast, the original's runtime was too short for its time slot. So Carpenter oversaw the completion of new footage during Halloween 2's production, including some scenes that hinted at the eventual revelation in Halloween 2 that Michael and Laurie were actually brother and sister.
That Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister.
A number of classics fed into the look, feel, sound, and vibe of Halloween.
Are you not the babysitter?
Which of course became a highly influential classic in its own right. To reverse engineer some of the elements Carpenter drew upon, we recommend watching or rewatching Touch of Evil, Rear Window.
You have a great talent for creating difficult situations.
I do.
Eyes Without a Face, and Suspiria, to name a few. We hope you enjoyed this look at 10 killer facts about Halloween. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. And subscribe to MovieWeb to keep up with the conversation about all of the things we love.